Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Gewaldig. We have a lot of choshev guests today. So let's start slow. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Avigdor Weiss. From Clifton. Shalom Aleichem. You doing the shir for a while?
Yes.
How long?
Yuma.
No way. You're a Yuma guy? Wow. Yeah, that's going to be the new cruise from Yuma. Forget the Brachas thing. I was joking. No, I'm not. No, we'll have to. Wow. You're not a guest. Shomel, you're a guest.
Russell Adler from Edison.
From Edison, Clifton and Edison. Oh, I just had Avi Kamilar in my house. He's literally my best friend. You know him?
Yeah, sure. We know her.
You also? Rabbi Zara, why are you standing? What's going on here? It's not Shemona Esrei? Oh, you're going to get anything. Okay, who else do we have here? I saw some new guys. They're hiding. Oh, Rabbi Simon, Shalom Aleichem. You're back? You're in Chutz La'aretz. Yishkoich for your sponsorship. Yishkoich for coming all the way from Beitar. It's gewaldig. You mean a Chazara?
Well, not Chazara of the emails.
Very nice. Okay. Thanks for coming. No, it's a tircha to come every morning, all the way from Beitar. Thank you for the for helping us out with the Shabbaton. It's very important. Shkoyach. Who else do we have here that's new, that doesn't want to be called out? How about you? You're new, no? Hold on a second. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Yaakov Blackman? Who? Boutman. Shalom Aleichem. From? Oh, yeah, Boston. Yeah. Shalom Aleichem. Who? Oh, that's right. David's bar mitzvah. David Factor was here in Brachas Daf Beis as like an 8-year-old, right?
He made a siyum.
And he made many siyumim. He spoke at the Bracha siyum. He was the star. I don't know what happened then. Why did he drop out? He became too chashuv. He's in 7th grade now, 8th grade. Wow. David, Mazel Tov. How many daf did you do with MDY? From 8 years old till 11? Like 1,000 daf? You dropped out like everybody else in Yuvames. Wow, very nice. Okay. Oh, man, he's a guest. Shishtika, what's your name?
Achim Berger.
Oh, Achim Berger, Shalom Aleichem. Well, man, you woke up at 4:30 in the morning to get here.
Yes. Well, I was driving at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, so you got up even earlier.
From Harish.
Very nice. Shalom Aleichem, Rebachim. I would call you over. I would say get over, but there's a lot of people here today. What are you saying? Time out, doctor. What are you saying?
He said he got in trouble in school because he told him, he said, why do you teach like Rebelli?
So they made it, that's it, enough. Is it a Mazel Chaya? Come, David, get over here. David, get over here. Say over the story. I got to hear the story. Who else? Okay, I know I'm missing somebody. One or two. Who?
He went to the.
Oh, 1 minute. Who's there? He went. Shalom, you're hiding. Shalom Aleichem. I know you. That's right. It's good. Shalom Aleichem. And you're related somehow to Avrami. Mazel Tov. Oh, birthday. Yeah? How old?
57.
Psh, a young 57. Wow. Mazel Tov. David Mazel Tov. Say over the story. What happened?
I had a very boring teacher, and every morning when I came, I listened, and then when I came to school, I was like, oh, boring. So I said, why don't you bring in the pictures and stuff? So then he got angry, and they said, oh, where do you get all these pictures? So I said, Daf Yomi. She goes, okay, you're not going there anymore. You have to come on time to school, and you can't go anymore.
What do we learn from this?
We got to open up MDY schools.
Go to school.
That's the Eitzah. Because you brought in pictures, you can't go to Daf Yomi anymore. You're punished.
I told him, oh, you're teaching boring.
You're teaching. Oh, that's it. You're not supposed to say it like this. The Rebbe is teaching boring. You weren't here yesterday. But anyway, listen. He said you're teaching boring. Shkoyach. You didn't say it to the nice lashon. You learned 1,000 daf Gemara before you were like 11 years old? Something like that? How many Masechtas?
Since
Bruches, Shabbos, Eirevim, Psuchim, Shkolim, Yuma, Chagiga, Sukkah. He even remembers the names. Unbelievable. Mazel tov, seriously. Mazel tov. You should go Mechael, Chayil. Star. Mamish a star. Are we, what? So that instead of emails, we're just talking to people today? Hold on. He's very Harif, that guy. Very Harif. Judah, duck for a second. Thank you. More. Yeah. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? What? Herblich. Shalom Aleichem from? Gimel. Shalom Aleichem. Judah, just stay like that for a second. No. Stay. So, what's your name? From where, New Jersey? I'm not even going to try to say it. So we have Clifton, Edison, and Manalpin, whatever, something. Levatora. Shalom Aleichem, Levatora. All right, listen, we got some important stuff here. We got a lot of stuff going on. First of all, huge. I want to go from. This is huge. The famous website Hidabrut. They have 20, 30,000 people a day. They put our daf on the page over there. So now many people, especially people that are not, people go to be mischazik. It's more like a tshuva kind of. I don't know what it says over there, but the left side you can see that the things on the bottom, Bava Basra, Daf Kufnun Hey or whatever, and it says on top. It just started. They just put it on yesterday for the very first time. Rabbi Isai talking about the Shabbaton. Here we go. Rabbi Isai here. He's standing up. We covered his own video. Okay, let's do it again. Put on some volume, please.
Shalom Aleichem, Rabbosai. Noam Fix here. Been with MDY literally since day one. And I want to tell you one thing. At the very, very beginning, every time we had siyumim, we would walk away from the siyumim, we would walk away from the programs thinking to ourselves, how are we going to top this one? Last year we held the first Shabbaton. That Shabbaton was off the charts. Anybody that was there knows it, felt it, and keeps talking about it. And the question we walked away with at the end of last year was, how are we going to top that one? There's only one way to find out. Register, show up, you will not regret it. Really looking forward to spending Shabbos with you. Really looking forward to spending Shabbos with the Chevra, the Chizuk, the Shiurim. The Shabbaton is going to be off the charts. See you there.
Givaldic. Beautiful. What else do I want to show you? I got this from 15 people. You don't have to send it to me again. If you have a 10-hour flight, where are you sitting? I like number 4, next to the Rebbitzen of Bells. She does her own tish, supposedly for men. There's some very references there on the right bottom corner, and Stefansky. You can't even sit next to Stefansky; it's already taken. Okay, Yivaldi. Good morning, Rebelli. I'm ready to update you on an MDY style Daf Chazar Chabur in Queens. We have a chevra of 6 to 8 people, and we get together on Thursday nights to review the past 7 blot and relive those shiurim through the charts and animations. This is Givaldic stuff, Rabbi Isai. It gives us tremendous chizuk to review the week's sugis. That's exactly how the shir started. On Thursday night, we used to review the 7 blot in a synopsis. And some stories, they review the week's sugis and some stories as a group. Or maybe it's a lot of stories and some sugis. Who knows? Baruch Hashem, we're up to our 5th week and going strong. Thank you so much for making it all possible, from the clarity of every shir to the professional charts. The chazar will be much harder and much more boring without them. You hear? Boring, David. Above all, thank you for your inspiration to keep on going and reaching higher. Your Tom Yom in Bloomberg. Brachas Daf Beis for real. That's what he says. The Siyum of Masechtas Bava Basra in Manchester. You're all invited. Shalom Aleichem. What are you doing here? What's your name?
I'm Mark Ashkenazi's cousin. That's my claim to fame.
Wow. And where are you going to be sitting here today? Oh, there's a seat right over there. It's the lining up like this. Givaldic. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Yaakov Tenenbaum.
Yaakov Tenenbaum. Mark. Uba Hashemesh, V'zarach Hashemesh. He left yesterday. You come in today. Givaldic. Rabbi said the Olam is invited to watch Daf Kufnun Tes in New York, in Brooklyn, Beis Medrash, Monastrich. As usual, I think it's Peretz Chaim Levin and his chevra putting it together. Yeshur Koyach. What's this? This I said. What about this? Okay, I want to show you this, and then we can start this year real quickly. I spoke about this yesterday, but here it is live. Rabbi, check this out.
Rebelli, we just walked out of the firehouse. We were just in the firehouse. There was 13 firefighters in this station in Monsey that learned the MDY DAF, right? That's first. 3 of them are siblings, they're brothers, and one of them is the youngest. He's like still recruit, he's still training. And happens to be that he was thrown out of yeshiva, he didn't have nachash for the whole thing, and his tate convinced him to start the daf with the rebelli, Nedurim daf, something, Pai Ches, I think. And he started, and after 2 months, he felt so, he started putting on tefillin again because of this. We were both in tears over here, and he mamash, he opened up, and it was amazing.
If you want to see the whole video, you got to come to the Shabbaton. The whole interview. It's probably going to be online. Alan Gross, Shalom Aleichem. Where are you? I just saw him walk in somewhere. Okay. The Koilol, not the Koilol, the Masech is sponsor for the safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Parnassa B'revach and Refuah Yosef. Parnassa Kidnovations LLC in honor of my uncle Elchanan, Pressman and Fishel. It should be a zechus for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga, a shidduch for Rivka Yehudit Chaya, and thank you to Rebbitzen Stefansky for selflessly giving up her husband for the klal. It should be a zechus for a year filled with Bracha, Mazel, hatzlacha, Parnassa B'revach and Refuah. Rabbi say, real quickly, if you are a guest, don't be embarrassed. If this is your first or second time here, raise your hand, please. Almost a minion. You're not. Third time. Okay. Okay. It's unbelievable. Welcome to all the guests. Yosef and Chaya, Sara, Parnassa B'revach. Parnassa B'revach, Tzvi Spero, Refuah Shleimah for Itamar Ben Blima. I said 2. He's right. He is right. What are you laughing? Parnassa Chodesh, Refuah, he thinks you're laughing at him. I'm a new. Yeah. Refuah Sanevish and Refuah go for Breina Bina, Bat Mirim Bela, or Bracha, or a Bracha, Bat Breina Bina, and Netanel Kalev Ben, or a Bracha. Parnassa Shavor, Refuah Shleimah for Yosef Chaim Shmuel Ben Altanachama from his grateful family. Amen. By Barry Siegel. Barry. Mazel Tov on our 1 year Aliyah anniversary. What a zechus to attend the live share every day. Be'ez Hashem, can't take it for granted. Thank MDY for changing my life and location. Aliyah now, no turkey anymore. It's right around turkey time? Really? What a geschmack. I didn't know today's Thanksgiving. You know, seriously, we don't know. You don't know when it's they're chag, not garnished. Oblivious. Gewaldig. Thank you. Thank you, Hashem. Who?
Your credit card's going to know tomorrow.
My credit card is going to know tomorrow. Black Friday. I hear. In honor of Yeshua Yona Itzkowitz, on his 57th birthday today, by his wife and bonus family, Mazel Tov. Sitting right over here. Did you raise your hand when I asked if you're a guest here? No. But it's not. How many times? More than 3? Okay, fine. Remy. Shkoyach of Remy. Moshe Shlafrak.
Also, my youngest brother Yosef. Chav Zayin is also his birthday.
But he's not here.
No, but he also sends his own.
Okay, Yosef, it's cool. It's also Yochanan's brother. Okay, Gewalt, the whole ganze Mishpucha. Moshe Shlafrak, Lili Nishmas, his mother Chana Bas Avraham Alei Shalom. Art of the month for zechus for rebellion. The whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. And finally, the art of the day, Joseph Abramchik. Thank you for helping me do the daf. We are holding 7 lines from the bottom of Kuf Nun Hey Amud Beis. Today's questions, we have a few questions. Question number 1 is, this is important for day to day. There's a special mitzvah or a big aveira to mistreat a yasam, an orphan. It's passing the Torah. This is a curse. Barakti yeschem, I'll kill you. You got to treat them nicely. You can't talk to them. In yeshiva, I'm sure there's a kid or two that nebuch yasim. It's like, yeah, how to treat them. Question. Until what age is a person considered a Yosem? Anybody? Forever? A 97-year-old is a Yosem? Wrong. Wrong. That's for sure wrong. So there must be some sort of age.
A Yisrael is forever. Yisrael is when she gets married.
Okay. You're still saying Kaddish now. I don't want to hear from you now. Wrong. You're not a Yosem Gershon. Sorry. Nice try. Treat him nicely. No, because if you are, I'm in big trouble. Every month of Shabbos. You're not here on Mazel Shabbos, but it's a whole different story. He starts talking to himself. He's making phone calls. He's this. Anyway, what age? Anybody? You want to take a stab? You say Gadol. Good. So the first normal answer I heard today, 13.
20. Why not? Because if you let yesterday.
Leva Torah, boys. Leva Torah. 20. We're gonna see 20. So when guy's 21, you can start mistreating him. If anybody Leva Torah under 20, you gotta be careful. Another question. This is a trick question. It's not a trick question. It's a riddle. If we know for a fact that every chassan gets married and he has to be a gadol, you can't be a katan to get married. Why is it that sometimes there is a case that you have to check the married guy to see if he's a gadol before he gets divorced? If we checked him beforehand, why do we have to check him afterwards? There's an answer that there's one case that we don't check before, and it's possible when he gets divorced that he might not be a gadol. What is that case? Who?
hatzlacha.
What's that?
He's muhsak by a certain age. They don't check for Cyrus.
So if he's muhsik, then he's muhsik by the get also, no? All of a sudden the chazaka comes off? He's acting immature.
Works for their bonds.
There's a good answer, a good one. When you hear it, you're going to say, yeah. So it's okay. Nobody else guessed it. The answer is a yavam. A kid, a 10-year-old kid, his brother unfortunately died, and he gets to marry, as a 10-year-old, he gets to marry the yavama. You don't have to be a gadol. It's automatic that they get married, or chalitza, but they decide to get married. And then at an age, whatever, he wants to get divorced. Now we have to check him to make sure that he's... Okay, so now we're holding Omar Rav Huna Bereder Rav Yeshua. Ule'edos, we're talking about a 13-year-old that's not a charif. A 13-year-old who's not too smart. Anything between 13 and 20, where he cannot sell real estate that he received as a Yerusha from his father. However, Ule'edos, he could testify. And the Gemara clarifies right away, Omar Mazutra Le'amaron Elo Limitaltale. You know what? A 13, 14, 15-year-old could only testify about cars, about bikes. He cannot testify about real estate. He cannot sell real estate. He's not. I hope there's no David is here. Okay, they're not 100% bright enough. Well, David is a charif. We said already, he's a charif. But a typical teenager, we all know, the brain, the frontal lobe, and the back are not infused 100%. So therefore, they're not good at real estate, and therefore they can't even testify about real estate. Let's understand this. When it comes to movable objects, you said that he could sell movable objects. So sorry, why is metalton different? The reason why he could testify about movable objects is because if he sells, it's a good sale, and therefore he's in the parsha of metalton. Well, wait a minute. If you're in the parsha, you could testify. I mentioned it yesterday. Hapuutais, a 6 or 7-year-old. Mekach, midrabanan. It's a good sale. We want kidei Chaya, so he could support himself. He could buy. He could sell. He could go to the makolet and buy bamba. Memkar, and they could sell. When it comes to movable objects, if it depends on if you're able to sell or not. So it comes out that a 6-year-old could come to court and testify in court. No, that's different. You need at least to be a ish, you have to be a 13-year-old. But if you're not in the parsha of real estate, then you can't testify. If you are in the parsha of movable objects, you could testify. Omar Ameimar, Umatanasi Big Chiddush. A 13, 14-year-old who received an apartment, Yerusha, from his father. he could go and give it as a gift. Ask the Gemara a bomb question. You said he cannot sell the apartment for $2 million, even though his bank account now is going to swell to $2 million. So he cannot take money for it, but he could give it away for free? How does that make any sense? Because perhaps he's going to sell it for the wrong price, he'll lose a little money. So certainly a gift that he doesn't receive a dime, that's the biggest loss. And according to you, and what if a young child, makes a good deal? He sells something that's only worth 5 for 6. So it's a good sale. According to you, it has to do, a kid is not going to do well and he's going to lose. And if he makes good money, so Chacham would be happy with the sale. So Taisus points out, it's cute. He says, well, what do you mean? 5 for 6? It's usher to sell something 5 for 6. That's called oina. It's a shtus. He says, okay, there's no oina in karka. We're talking about karka. Or maybe it's exactly a shtus. It is a sale, just you have to give it back. Okay. There was a Gewaltige story where there was an individual who rented a motel, and I think it was in Philadelphia, and he's paying nice rent, but he's making good money. And then I think when it was COVID, it stopped producing income, and he couldn't pay the rent. So he goes to the owner of the hotel, and he says, I can't pay. I need a discount. The guy says, I'm sorry. It is what it is. You gotta pay. So he put together the first month, he was able to, took from his savings. Second month, he just couldn't do it. And he's talking to his wife, he doesn't know what to do. So the 8-year-old kid says, I'm going to help out. I'm going to sell lemonade. Don't worry about it. Explain to us, a lot of money. He says, no, I want to help out. So he made a lemonade stand and he stood in front of the house. And on the first day, he made $12. $12, which is a lot of money for an 8-year-old. Parents were very grateful. Okay. Next day, lemonade. One of the people that bought lemonade started asking him some questions. It turns out that she was a reporter for the big newspaper in Philadelphia, and she printed a whole story how this kid is trying to help out his parents pay for the motel. And the next day, 3,000 people showed up to buy lemonade. And the guy saw the owner of the motel saw the story in the paper, so he reduced the rent. I mean, Kitzer, what do we learn from it? Anybody can take a different lesson. Yeshua Hashem K'harifai, a lot of people struggle with Parnassa. Hashem has his ways. Hashem brings it from different places. But even an 8-year-old could sometimes do a good deal and bring in some money. The problem is that children, they love cash. They love the sound of the change. You flash some dollar bills to them. What's going on here? Why are there people standing? What's up here? There's literally not
a seat in the house.
Noam said in the video, he was in the shir on the very first day. There's not very many people that could say that in the room, if any.
Which
that he was there on the first day of MDY of a Dizar Daf Chavches. But what he would do is, he's not in any of the pictures because he was the one taking all the pictures. So it's time for you to get up, go to that corner over there and snap a picture like you used to. Yes. Maybe Rocky, you have a cell phone? Let him do it. Yeah, what? Huh?
There are 80 people in the room right now.
Yeah.
And there's chairs under the stairs.
Under the stairs, where? In your room or outside in the stairs? But they're wet, those. There's chairs outside, okay.
Why do you need someone to say you think the cameras will in the room?
These are shvacha cameras. It's not the same. Eye level picture. I don't know. We're not gonna. Okay, so snap some pictures.
Netanel Kalev will have seats.
Oh, but you won't have a magid chair. Weiter. Nice. Says the Gemara, a kid likes money. And if you say that he could sell real estate, you wave some cash to this child, and he sells off all his father's real estate, and it's a terrible deal. But when it comes to a gift, You only give somebody a gift when you receive something. You're not just giving out gifts. He's not giving people apartments for nothing. He received favor. Human nature is that you want to help. You want to help the Yisraelim. It's interesting. Everybody wants recognition. That's the bottom line. At the end of the day, every single person needs recognition, wants recognition, desires it. And therefore, when you know that at the end of the day, you might get something, especially if it's a nice apartment or a piece of land or a nice sefer or something, you're more willing to help the Yisraelim. If you knew you're not going to get a thing, perhaps you won't help the Yosef. Chachamim wanted you to help the Yisraelim. They said he's allowed to give gifts. He's not allowed to sell, because if you sell, you're going to take advantage. Ma'aseh Shahaya, Kachaya, you could say Kachaya after the Ma'aseh Shahaya. There was an older woman who her neighbor took very, very good care of her. And she, Holocaust survivor, no mishpacha, had a house, this. Neighbor took care of her. The neighbor noticed that things are going downhill. She's not going to be around much longer. So she went to her in the hospital and she started telling her, I'm doing a chasana, maybe plainness. I don't want to say, obviously you're going to live, but maybe it's shayach, tzava, kitzer. Maybe you could stick me in. I did take care of you all these years. Anyway, eventually this woman was nifter, and they go to the tzava, and it says like this. This is mamish typical. Both sides, the woman taking care and the tzava. It says in tzava, all my belongings, everything, my house, my cash, my stocks, everything, I want to give to my next door neighbor who took very, very good care of me. And then it says, addendum says, on this and this day, my neighbor came to visit me in the hospital and hinted to me and said even more than a hint that I should stick her into the tzava. So because of that, I'm giving everything to the nearest shul and Shalom Yisrael. A lot of people, they have, discussing on this woman, she had ulterior motives. She felt that she did. And Bekitzer, what I'm trying to tell you is, don't hint to anybody, or before Me'ev Esrim. Do it without hinting. You can have the ulterior motives, but just don't hint to them. No, that's not what I meant to say.
Be honest.
Be honest. Maybe she was honest. She didn't like it. She felt like everything she did for her had an ulterior motive all those years. I have a very dear friend, actually a very, very close friend of mine. Went through a very hard kufa, and he is a big Baal Chesed. He takes care of this, that. He's always helping people, many different things. Without asking, he's a big part of the shir also, and he helps the shir, this and that. One of his cousins was nifter, and his cousin left him everything. He became a millionaire overnight. Left him everything, crazy amount of stocks, houses, apartments, everything. Mamash tsanua, and he really deserves it. I feel good for him. So, Be'ez Hashem, those who need it, get it. Those who don't. Omer Rav Nachman, Omer Shmuel. Baitkin l'kiddushin. New sugi, Rabbi say you could wake up now. It's a brand new sugi. This is interesting. Yesterday I said I didn't want to talk about it because it kind of grossed me out. I'm not going to talk. Maybe I'll say it in a chatzi hint. But half the shir knew what I was talking about, including Benny. He raised his hand. They all knew. There's a matzah bakery in Bnei Brak. The guy's not alive anymore. He's a yeki, owned by a yeki. And he wanted to make sure that everybody that worked by him, if you're a younger bacher, we got to make sure that you're a gadol. Okay? That's all I'm saying right now. But that's what the Gemara is saying over here. Baitkin l'kiddushin l'gerushin l'chalitza. You have to do a real check and make sure that this individual, especially if he doesn't have a beard, he looks like he's 13 years old. So how could he get married? We're talking about Eishes Ish now. We're talking about making another woman Eishes Ish or not Eishes Ish. These are Dairaises. The Gerushin, and also if he has to divorce. V'lechalitza. I brought my chalitza shoe here. Why not? If it's like $1,000 shoe, we might as well use it as much as possible. Literally, this cost, if you want to purchase one of these, I don't know why, $1,000. It's made al pi halacha, the whole thing. It has the holes in the right place. The chalitza shoot. To do chalitza, you have to be 13 years old with simanim. Ulimiyunim. So let me just show real quickly. We'll go through it very quickly. We know what miyun is, but
we don't have to. You said the guy does yibum or chalitza just automatically.
No. Yibum automatic, chalitza, not chalitza. Right. Chalitza has to be 13. You might want to open up competition down the block. Take some of those guys in the back and go. He was the last guy that gave the shir instead of me, or maybe it was I don't remember anymore. Anyways, what's miyun? Miyun is the father, unfortunately, was nifter. So midrabanan, the mother or the brother can marry off the young girl to Yosef. And this Ktana, she could just say whenever she wants, she could say, Efshi b'Yosef. She just says those words and that's the get. There's no get. She just says it. Now, over here it's the reverse. We have to make sure she doesn't have simanim. Because if she does have simanim, then she's a g'dayla and she can't say that. And the halacha that we discussed until now, we had a machlokes. How old do you have to be to sell real estate? Do you have to be 18 or 20? Here the Gemara paskins, you have to be 20 years old to sell your father's real estate. Now, if you bought it yourself, you received it as a gift, you could give it away, you could sell it, you could do whatever you want. We're talking about Yerusha from a father. Ask the Gemara the obvious question, you already checked. It says you have to check to make sure that he's a gadol when he gets married. L'gerish and lamali, what's the situation that we're discussing here that you have to check to see that he's a gadol when he gets divorced? The case is yibum. Here's yibum, and we actually have both of them. It's very rare to have these three guys together. Now, these days, it's mamish rare. But Baruch Hashem. So here we have the two Baldwin brothers from Yavamis. Be'ez Hashem, when Yavamis comes around, we're going to do it a little differently. We're not going to, but now that we have this, they're brothers. This guy who's on the video today, he married a 5-towner. It was geschmack. We had all these characters. You see how tznius we were back then. You don't see the face. You see the kids. It's a whole thing. He went, we called it bye-bye, but he came back every day somehow. And they had a little kid. The other brother now does yibum with the 5-towner, and they had a child. This child, what am I talking about? No, that's not negate to the sugi. They had a child. Fine. To have a child. But the point is that the guy on the right, he doesn't have to be bar mitzvah. He could do yibum even before, as long as he's 9 years old. This is not. If he's 9 years old and he did yibum, he acquires her as a regular wife. She's a wife as any other wife. And therefore, now he's stuck. He cannot divorce her until he's 13. To marry her, he could be 9 years old. Now you have to wait until he's a gadol with simanim. L'chalitza, and to do chalitza, now, instead of doing yibum, you could do chalitza. That's the whole, should we show this whole thing? Why not? If we're already here. Chalitza, there's two brothers. One brother married the 5-towner. That brother goes bye-bye. This woman, instead of them getting married, they could do something called chalitza. And real quickly, he puts on this shoe, and she has to remove the shoe. She says all these psukim, and he says, she removes the shoe, she tosses it. You can see over here, she gives it a toss, and then she spits. You saw that spit right in front of the bezin has to see, and then they say, whatever, chalutza, they all say chalutza, and there's chalitza. Okay. So the Gemara says, here's the pasuk. You have to be an adult. Rabbi say we have one available seat. We'll have a raffle. See who gets that seat all the way there. Benny, who was here at the shir, he heard the entire shir, joke for joke, story for story. He was here last night. He sat next to Rabbi Rosedale, and now he has to go pick up his kids or do whatever he has to do. Anyway, shkoyach Benny. Eitano Garrick involved. You could do zoom in on his sweatshirt. Oh, you don't have to. Fine. Eitan, turn around, show the camera your sweatshirt for a second. Not that way. Yeah. Okay, fine. The Torah is talking about the yavam. He has to be a ish in order to perform chalitza. But the woman performing chalitza, she could be a ktana. No, we make a hekesh that You have to be a man, you have to be a woman, a g'dayla, 12 years old with simanim, not like Rabbi Yosef. Uli miyunin, what is it coming to say? Lapukin the Rabbi Yehuda. The Amar at Shir b'Shachar. Rabbi Yehuda says there has to be a certain shear. The simanim, not just, it has to be a shear that is more dark than light. Kamash malon, the like Rabbi Yehuda, that's not the halacha. Two simanim, even just started growing, that's enough to say that she cannot perform miyun. And in order to do real estate, you have to be 20. What is this coming? That you have to be 20 years old and not 18. So the Gemara, so this is where they learn from. They have to be 20 years old to be considered a yasam, someone that doesn't have enough das. Once you're 20, you have enough seichel, you're ready on your own, you're an adult. It's very sad. Everybody that loses a parent, it's very sad at any age, even a 98-year-old. But to be considered halachically a yasam, where the Torah says, V'chara api v'arakti eschem, that is under the age of 20. And now the Gemara has a little bit of a synopsis here. Huh? Because you see, that's where seichel is. That's where a kid is on his own. That's it. He's done. Once he's done, he's able to sell real estate. Then he's already yasam means somebody that he needs apotropos. He needs people to help him. That's the yasam.
Same age?
Yeah, I would say the same thing because anything that has to do with the Yisayim also, we said basically it's for real estate is 20. Real quickly, here you have the 3 stages that we learned about. If a kid is a charif, you see he has smoke coming out of his ears because he's eating a hot pepper, a charif, because in Hebrew it's pipul charif. So a 13-year-old with simanim could sell real estate. If he's not charif, he's eating a cucumber, then it's 20 years old with simanim. And what happens if he doesn't have simanim? Rabbi say, anybody remember? No simanim. What age? 36 without simanim. And once he turns 36, by the way, he goes back to 13. 13 is the age that he became a gadol. We find out when he's 36 that when he's 13 he's a gadol. So, for different things, I don't know, for whatever it is, selling metaltalin, I don't know what. Whatever he sold from 13 to 36, he was a gadol. So, now the Gemara says, V'hilchasa, here we go. Okay. Halacha number 1. All these guys, they're the same person. One is 16, one is 17, one is 20. The halacha number 1 is that ben 19 ad esrim dinoi ki ben 16. In other words, 20 is 20. You have to be 20, not in the year of 20, not when you start counting 20. From 19 to 20 doesn't count. We had the Shaila yesterday, we passed, no. That year of between 19 and 20 is no good. It's not a mechira. 19 to 20 is like 16, 14. It doesn't work. V'hilchasa k'gidol bar menashe. You could just look over here if you don't want to look. Gidol bar menashe says that if you're a smart 13-year-old, you could sell even real estate as long as you're savvy in business. V'hilchasa k'mar zutra, that a 13-year-old could testify. That's how we started the sugya today. To testify, I'm a metaltalin, but not on karka, unless he's a charif. The Ameimar says that you could give away even real estate as a gift. Why? Because we want people to treat Yosef nicely, and if they know that they're going to get a gift, they're going to treat them nicely. Another, the 5th halacha is is that we have to do a check, a physical check, to see for kiddushin, gerish, chalitza, and miyun. Great. Interesting. I didn't understand this shaila so much. Maybe somebody else will understand it because it's neged to this week's parasha. I'll say, how did Yosef sell his bechayra when he was only 15 years old? He was only 15. What? And what about is it metaltalin? He didn't get it from his father. Maybe he did. I don't know.
It's his. What a matter.
But we said that anything is his, he could sell. So I don't know. I don't understand the question so much. Okay, without being a charif. If it's no. Even a 13-year-old a 13-year-old who acquires real estate on his own, he has a newspaper route and he buys real estate afterwards. He could sell. It's only Yerushas Aviv that he can't. So what's the question? Because it's Yerushas Aviv.
That's Bechar. This is Yerusha.
It wasn't his yet.
No, he asked for the brachas. He asked for the brachas. Two separate.
Okay.
Two separate things.
Rabbi Yisrael, until now we learned that a shchimera, somebody who thinks he's dying and he hints that he's dying by giving away everything he owns, he has special halachas. If he wakes up or he comes out of it, he could take it back. Shchimera. Especially if he says specifically that he's dying. If he uses the word misa, I'm giving this because dying. Now we're going to see a Tana that's koifer hakol. He completely ignores this whole idea of shchimera. There is no parsha shchimera according to Rebbe Lazar. Hamachaleg nechasav al piv. If somebody gives away his belongings, Rebbe Lazar oimer echad bari v'echad mesukan. When I used to learn a lot with my father. He said he might come to the Shabbaton. All of a sudden now it's he might. I'm sure Yosef is going to appreciate what? Yeah, he's in Eretz Yisrael now, so I don't know. But he might. You never know with him. Anyway, halavai. So I got to see him at the Shabbaton more than I saw him the whole year. So for me, for my family, for my children. When he's here in Eretz Yisrael, it's very, very hard to see him. He gives a shir in 7 daf, and he's learning, and this. It's a big. You could see that he's excited to see you, and this and that, but like you're taking away. Yes, chayvus. Anyway, so it's not like we saw Yidam Vasikin at the Shabbaton, and he ate quickly, and he went to learn the whole thing, but whatever. Anyway, my father, when I used to learn with him, used to be, I was American, and I'd say Rebbe Eliezer, not Rebbe Eliezer. Say it again, Rebbe Lazar. Okay, big nafkamina. And over here we see the nafkamina because the next Mishnah is Rebbe Eliezer. It's very different. He's saying completely different than Rebbe Lazar. Here we have a real machlokes between Rebbe Lazar and Rebbe Eliezer. That little yud that's missing here is a big nafkamina. Rebbe Lazar oimer echad bari v'echad mesukan, whether he's a regular healthy guy giving away stuff, and even a mesukan, guy that's in real danger of losing his life, he cannot take it back. Once he gives, he gives. It's like a regular matana. There's no special halacha of a shchimera and a mitzvah machmas misa. Nechazim sheyesh lo machrayis. I remember in yeshiva, these words used to scare me. Nechazim sheyesh lo machrayis. Belongings that have a guarantee. In English, it's called real estate. Real estate. That's it. Simple. Not nechazim sheyesh achrayis. What is going on here? I thought like I'm missing the whole sugya. And the chazim she'ein la machrayis means metalton, a bike, a computer. So not to be scared. Chazim sheyesh la machrayis. How do you buy real estate? Niknim bekesef b'shtar b'chazaka. Not with somebody just speaking and saying, I'm giving it to you. So he argues on the whole shchimera. B'shein la machrayis. And how do you purchase? How do you acquire? Metalton and niknim la m'shicha. You have to do a m'shicha. Amr lai. So they asked him the story that we already had. This mother, she gave the sons of Roichel, the guy, his name was Roichel, she wanted to give her daughter a gift. Give her this expensive piece of jewelry. It's worth a lot of money, 12,000. Mason, she died. According to Rebbe Lazar, it wouldn't work. Why? There's no such thing as chimera. And they gave it to the daughter. How do you give a Yerusha to the daughter when the sons? It must be that shchimera works. Amar lehen, so Rebbe Lazar answers, B'nei Roichel, tikber iman. Her mother should bury them. They deserve it. They were bad people. The Gemara is going to explain why they're so bad. And therefore, we give them a knas, and just by her words, it was a one-time thing that words work. Typically, words don't work. The guy came to klal, he was full of mud from top to bottom. The guy said, what's going on? He said, no, I just buried my mother-in-law. Said, okay, you bury your mother-in-law, but why mud top to bottom? He said, oh, because she was resisting. Sponsors. The Berkovici family was zechus klal Yisrael, and by Glenn Esterson, dedicated to Gilad Jacob Israel. Those who laughed, they have a special relationship with their mother-in-law. Those who didn't, nebuch. Thank you for bringing the daf into my life. Baruch Hashem. Says the Gemara. No, there's such a thing we see in this week's parasha. Im kain lo mazel anochi. What does Rivka say? Im kain ze. When she saw that Esau wants to go out to have a desire, she says, "I don't need him. It's better that he shouldn't be alive. I need a son that goes to have a desire." So tik brain iman. Tanyam alem Rebbe Lezer l'chachamim. Rebbe Lezer. It's a whole tzarich loimer. A lot. Rebbe Lezer makes sense because in a second it's going to be Rebbe Lezer. Maisa b'maroini echad shei b'Yerushalayim. I thought it's a nice little bit of a kiss from Hashem. It's always, you know that in Miron now today there's cops everywhere. There's so many people going up to Miron now. It's finally open. The oil is going. A lot of my friends, they said, "We're going to Miron. You coming?" Huh? Okay. Maisa b'maroini echad. That's the way they called him. A guy from Miron who was a shchimera. He had a lot of stuff and he wanted to give it away as a gift. Now, a guy's a shchimera, how do you do it? You want to give it away? You give it away. You say, plenty can get it. Says Rebbe Lazar, look, you see that it doesn't work like that. The only way to give it away, you have to do something like this. First of all, let me show you this. It's givaldic. This is what we always had, right? This is agav. You get a piece of karka and then you could give whatever you want. Now, it's unbelievable. He took this. This is a drawing that he did, and he did this. This is AI. AI will take that and do this today. Okay, so the point is, you buy a little piece of land, you give a piece of land, and once the guy that you want to have all these barrels and sheep acquire them, if he purchases the land, he gets the land from you, he acquires the land, he gets everything else, even though they're in different places in the world. The question is, why? He should just say, I'm a shchimera, have it, take it. The guy purchased a terrible piece of land, a rock. You can't plant anything on it, very cheap. And he said, the northern part of it I want to give to Ruvain, and together with that he should be zechus. Because of that, 100 sheep and 100 barrels. In the south, we'll go to Shimon. No, so you see that talking doesn't work. You got it all wrong. You're talking about a wrong story over there. He was a healthy person. The only way for a healthy person to have a friend acquire something that's not with them is through kinyan agav, right? It's called kinyan agav. Don't forget. Kinyan agav. You get a piece of property, and together with that, you get all the movable objects. But if he was a shchimera, in a chanami, he could have just said it. Says the Gemara, why does the Mishnah curse? Why does Rebbe Lazar curse the boys in that family? Oh yeah, the girl deserves the jewelry. Why? These were terrible people. There's the Issa Deraisa to have klaya kerem. Klaya kerem. Yeah? Here, this is wheat, different flowers growing
between the vines
in the vineyard.
We have these cover crops to help improve the health of our soil.
You hear it? It helps improve the soil. It's not that these are good. It's good. That's why people would do it.
The ground and helps water infiltration and soil texture.
Okay. The kids. So this is within the vineyard. The Isser. Everybody agrees that if you plant wheat together with grapes, that's also there's a machlokes. What about other things? Vegetables, this, that. Okay. What do? There were thorns in the vineyard. Are thorns a problem in a vineyard? What do you guys say? L'chayr not. Well, you might be wrong, according to one man domer. Rebbe Lezer tamei desnan amakayim koitzim bakerim. Rebbe Lezer oimer kiddush. You ruined the whole thing. It's you over the iser, and you cannot use the grapes. V'chacham oimrim like kiddush, not a problem. Ela davar shekamay makayim. Something that you go ahead and you typically leave there, like wheat. Fishel mekarkoim chazi. So we had a whole discussion. What's karkoim? I have the saffron. I go with this. It's expensive, and I have the bottle here, so that's what it means. The other guy said, no, it means something else. It's this, it's that. Fine. Whatever it is. I can understand something that you purchase, something that has value. Great. But why would somebody want a bunch of thorns? What is that good for? Check this out, Rabbi. It's not even a joke. It's a pelaploim. you're going to want to take care of your tongue when you watch this video. It's gross. Yeah, a camel eats thorns. Okay, so if he eats thorns, I have thorns in my vineyard, and I have a camel, and I live in Saudi Arabia, wherever it is. So I need thorns. Thorns and saffron are the same thing. So Gemara says very good. If there's one place in the world that this works, that people so then even if you don't live in a place that you need it, it's considered food and you're over. I just want to say my own little pshat here. I don't know if it's true, and I didn't see this anywhere. What in the world? Because they were Mekayim, that's why they should be buried? Yeah, if they were Reitzchim, Doiver, on Gimel Chamurois, okay, bury them. They didn't. I think maybe, that this is exactly it. Because it's such a simple thing. If a guy is a big tithe and he stole $10,000, okay, I'm not going to bury you. You're a bad guy, but I'm not going to bury you. I'm not going to curse you. But what's the big deal? You have kaitzim, and the Chachamim said, take the thorns out of your thing. So you take them out. And that you're not, so you don't care about Chachamim, you don't care about the Torah. Oh, tikbirei mima. So, okay. Another thing, I just real quickly, because we have to go. I heard that Yishmael is compared to a camel. And it's interesting just to note, and I think this, I have to do a little research. If I'm wrong, let me know. Yishmael, Arabs, they're makbid on kashrus like Jews, but the one difference, they eat camel. And maybe, yeah. I once even showed a video where a guy tried to shech the camel, and the camel picked him up by his head and tossed him 20 feet, like he mamish tossed him. Maybe Stam's trying to kill him, but I think they do shech. Okay, Zok the Gemara. Crazy halacha, unbelievable. If a guy is dying, and because we don't want him to die, we don't want him to have titrif daito, he should go crazy. So you can perform a kinyan chalipin. You don't write, but you do a kinyan chalipin. You do a kinyan here, is a kinyan chalipin. The famous kinyan chalipin over here. You give him a sudar, whatever it is, and you could acquire anything. You could acquire a cruise ship with it. So there's a whole need that I'm not going to get into it. Are you allowed to travel on Shabbos to go visit somebody who's dying and says, I need to see plenty and plenty? He's going to die. If not, he's going to lose his mind. They get into it. I don't want to even say that Allah because somebody might take this to the next step. I know a person. She's no longer alive. That she was a frum lady, very, very sick, and they had to take her to the hospital on Shabbos to get treatments or whatever. And she said, I need to pick something up from my shver's house. She stops there and she's like, what's going on here? She says, I'm going to the hospital. I'm allowed to go to the hospital, so Mela, I'm making stops. I'm like, I didn't want to tell her. I was like, not so partial. Like, people should know, you have to know the halachas. And this is a frum family, and the husband's frum guy. I have a head to drive. I get that part. It doesn't mean you're allowed to drop off babysitters and zachar. I don't know. Okay, maybe yes. Each person is their own thing, but ask the rabbi. It's not because Rebbe Lazar is the one that holds that you need to make a kinyan. This is only because of the concern that he might lose his mind. Let's just do the Mishnah real quickly. Rebbe Lazar oimer b'Shabbos dvarav kayamim v'nei she'ein yachal lichtov. Rebbe Lazar argues on Rebbe Lazar. Rebbe Eliezer with a yud, Eliezer. He says that we have a third shita. One shita says a shchimera could say it every day of the week, Sunday through Shabbos. Rebbe Lazar says a shchimera doesn't work at all. Says Rebbe Lazar only on Shabbos. We have a little bit of a video here. If you guys want to see, I'm accepting criticism on the 3D if it's necessary, if it helps us, it doesn't help us. Hold on, let me just say it again here. I was talking over it. It's going to get there.
Hello, Father.
Good Shabbos.
Sorry, Father.
Oh, don't interrupt me. It's good that you came on Shabbos. That way I can grant you my new Tesla verbally.
Sorry to say, that's according to Rabbi Eliezer. But according to Rabbi Yoshua, it's also possible on a weekday without a written document. And besides, Father, today is Tuesday.
Oh, I told you not to interrupt me. I just wanted to tell you that you're getting my rusty bicycle.
Okay. Anyway, now it's more mechudud. Now we know there's a machlokes, can you give on Shabbos or not? It'll be stuck in your mind with the 3D. Not if you're Nachman Seltzer, but other people may. It says Rebbe Eliezer, you could do a matna shchimra, you could say with your mouth on Shabbos because you're not supposed to write. But not in the weekday. In the weekday you could write. So do a regular kinyan. Why can't you write it? If you could give away stuff on Shabbos where you shouldn't be doing kinyanim on Shabbos, so certainly he could say it on a weekday without writing. Similar halacha that you could do zechia. I could acquire something for a minor. I should not be acquiring for an adult. If I could acquire something for someone, it's very it's complicated. If you could acquire for katan, katan doesn't have zechia, yeah, and you could. So certainly for a gadol that obviously has zechia, Rabbi Say have a wonderful day.